On this edition of Game Shack, the 4KP firmware is finally here. Is the lag fixed? Well, there's good news and there's bad news. I'll tell you all about it coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome on back into the Game Shack. I am your host, JDV for Evil Genius Entertainment. Thank you for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to us when you come and spend a little bit of your day here. As always, you guys are the primary sponsors of this channel, so if you can give me a thumbs up on the way out the door, it really does help the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell when you do, so you know when videos like this come up. All right, you guys should know right off the bat, AtGames sent me this unit back in February to review. That said, anything that I tell you guys is going to be as honest and open and fair as I can possibly be. But as always, use your own best judgment, do your research, don't just rely on my word before you spend your hard-earned cash. Okay, I said it was good news, bad news. Let's get to the good news. Good news is that the lag is effectively gone. It no longer affects gameplay negatively. I had game after game after game. Way more enjoyment of the game, way more flipper control. You could do flipper tricks like catching the ball. The side flippers were way more active. It just so much more of the better experience on Addams Family. And the proof is in the pudding. On my 9th or 10th game in playing with a camera tripod and camera in front of me and doing exaggerated movements with my hands so you guys can see when I hit the flipper buttons, I scored 80 million points more than I ever had in the hundreds of games that I had played previously on here before the firmware upgrade. So to me, that is the biggest proof in the world that the thing has been fixed, at least to the degree where you no longer notice the lag. So that is incredibly great news for anybody who owns this machine, was thinking about this machine. It's great news for everybody at AtGames. It's just good news. It works, it really does. And what's the bad news then? Well, the bad news is look for those high scores online to go through the roof, because again, if I'm throwing up 80 million more points on a game that I don't love, that I do have a lot of stick time on though, you're going to see those scores really go up by some of these pinball wizards. I mean, because now that the lag is gone from Addams Family, from the Universal Game Pack that just dropped, and every other new Zen game, plus they're going to make improvements, I think, on a weekly basis to other tables. Go ahead and check AtGames' website or John Wagner's website if you want to know more about the lag. Those scores are going to go berserk, I guarantee it, because the lag is gone. Basically what they were able to do is reduce the lag by about a third. And so there is technically some lag, but the reality is there's lag on all pinball games to some degree, including real world pinball games. The issue isn't whether or not there's lag. The issue is, does the lag impact your play? Is it something that you notice when you hit the flipper button? And now I no longer do. But there's more good news besides the lag, and that's that it sounds even better. Now officially they're just saying that the audio latency has been improved, so now things are going to be a little bit more in sync. But I thought that the thumper in particular sounded better, sounded crisper. So it's not so muddy at the bottom end, but it has a little bit more brightness to it. The whole game just sounded really good to me, like better than I remembered it. And it already sounded pretty good, but now it sounds fantastic. I noticed that right off the bat before I even noticed the lag improvement was how good it sounded. Another huge improvement that this is not official, this is not going to be on their release, but other players have noticed it as well, and that is the latency lag on the plunger when you pull it back now seems to be gone. It is much more accurate. I was hitting skill shot after skill shot after skill shot, and I didn't think it was bad before, but it is improved. They're not saying that that's not official, but just real world play, it seems improved. Now there's still a little dead spot when you pull it back, about a ½ inch to an inch worth. Once you get past that, then that's when you'll see, the plunger on screen actually move. They are working on that, and so once they get that gone, I mean, it's gonna be like you're playing a real pinball game, because whoa, that was super, super accurate. So another big improvement. Another cool thing you can do right now is when you download your games, you can put it directly on a USB drive. So if you're worried about running out of storage space on the 4KP itself, no problem. Now you can put it right on a USB drive, and maybe you could take that over to a friend's house who doesn't have whatever games that you have, so it might work that way too. I haven't checked on that, but anyway, you now are pretty much guaranteed of not running out of hard drive space on the 4KP. So yet another improvement. Another fix that I forgot to tell you guys about was the fact that now you don't have to beat your own high score to jump onto the leaderboard, which you had to do before, like say when you were trying to play in tournaments or anything like that. Now you play the game, you're going to be able to register for whatever contest is going on for AtGames, because they're doing these, I think, weekly contests, Flipper Friends and things like that. So now you don't have to erase your own high score, just, because maybe you put up a massive high score that you just can't beat, and now, geez, you can't participate in the tournament, so you have to race your own high score. But yeah, that's all gone now. You play the game, you can register your score on the tournament. So that's another fantastic real world use. So that's going to wrap up this episode. I mean, bottom line is AtGames did a great job. PK, congratulations. Congratulations to everybody at Zen, Magic Pixel. I know this has been a tough road to hoe here the last 9 months or so, and there's a lot of negativity in the community about this, but they stuck to it. They didn't have to, because again, what else is competing against this? That arcade 1-up machine? Come on. It's not even close to this thing. The next step up or equal to this machine costs thousands of dollars more. So they could have just kind of done little minor fixes and said, hey, live with it. But they didn't. They stuck with it. They got it fixed. And as far as I know, and I reached out to them and asked them directly, and they said, no, we don't plan on any more upgrades to the flipper lag, because they consider it to be a closed issue, and so do I. And so should you. Okay, so yeah, again, if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when videos like this come out. If you really want to help me, you can buy me a coffee. There's information for that down below. Love each other. And until next time, I will see you guys in Game Shack. Mwah! Great job, guys. Amazing. Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.